Welcome to Little Victories, the self-help comedy podcast that proves success isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Hosted by fast-talking firecracker Richie DeFrisco and the ever-sly Pat the Cat Murray with the Pat Facts. This is Little Victories.
And welcome back to Little Victories podcast. I am your host, Richie DeFrisco, with my co-host, the one and only Pat the Cat Murray. Welcome to episode 9 of Little Victories. We have another artist, filmmaker episode. Very excited about this. I have a guest that I requested, and she did follow through. I am grateful for this experience, like I always am. We have the best guests ever. The following guest that I'm about to introduce, her name is Sha-Risse Smith. I met her, don't remember exactly when, at an event for a film called The Sticker Movie in the Brooklyn Art House. Every seat sold out. I was told buy tickets now because they're going to sell out, and they did. The film is dope. And so for anybody that doesn't know about the sticker community, you see stickers everywhere. It's significant. And this is a story about how it started, the film itself, our guest, all of that we're going to cover in this episode. But without further ado, I would like to, and I am so grateful to have you, introduce my special guest for today, episode 9, Sha-Risse Smith.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, I was lucky. I didn't think I'd get you. I got you. I put pressure on our producer, our French producer. I said, can you please ask? Can you please ask? And you followed through and you came here. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for requesting me. Thank you for having me.
Your film is a success.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
You're selling out of seats. You're selling out seats for every single venue that you're doing.
Yeah, more or less, just because we bring the community together. So it's not just showing the film, it's creating an experience where people can collect stickers, trade stickers, and meet each other in real life, sometimes for the first time, just because of the nature of the art. A lot of the people are anonymous. A lot of people stay in their own lane and don't like to mix and mingle too much outside of their crews or their neighborhood. And so bringing everyone together is why it sells out.
You know, what's funny is that I remember, have you rehearsed this? Because,
What do you mean?
well, what it is that when I remember the Q&A after the film,
Yeah.
and because what I always like to throw this in,
Okay.
you made the sticker movie. You're the producer.
Yes. I'm
Why did you make the film?
I am the co-creator. So Will and I are both filmmakers, and it's a film that I wanted to make, but I was just on the heels of finishing another film. And I knew how much work it is, and I was like, I can't do this by myself, and I don't know if anyone I know gets it. And so Will reached out to me during the pandemic, Will Deloney, the director and co-creator, and he's like, you make films, right? We had traded stickers, we've been talking online. He's in Texas, I'm in New York, and I was like, yeah, I do. Why? He's like, I want to make a sticker movie. I was like, oh my God, me too. Let's do it. Not knowing what we were getting ourselves into, not knowing that it'll become a 4-year journey. But that's why we made it. We both had a story to tell, and no one really made our story into a film in this way. Like, there are excellent web series out there. If you go on YouTube, you'll see them, but not a feature-length film like this.
And I'm going to apologize. I should be ashamed of myself. It's only because I've been through a lot, and my brain, it's a lot. So I grew up in the graffiti era. There were no
Yes.
stickers, graffiti. So the greatest, biggest graffiti film of all time is,
Wild Style.
thank you, Wild Style.
Yeah.
This is the Wild Style of art right now.
Really? Thank you. That's a huge compliment. They were in the building in Brooklyn, actually. When I saw them slapping the Wild Styles, I was like, they're here. They know we exist. That's a big compliment. You said it. I didn't say that. That's a huge compliment. But there were stickers back then. There were.
Not the way that it is. Sticker life
Yeah.
is life. So you know what's funny is that this is why I was so excited about it, because we rotate artists within the mix of episodes. I kind of feel like I like the way things are going now with this podcast, where we're rotating an animal rescue, an
Mhm.
artist, a filmmaker. This episode is technically both. But yeah, like, what's funny? Me and Pierre went to a Wild Style event that was recent within the last year. There had to be, oh my God, this, first of all, it was a gigantic space. It was packed in there.
Yeah.
Like they were giving out money.
Yeah.
And we met all of the artists from the film, the
Mhm.
actors, everything. It was incredible. The
Yeah.
director was there. There were people filled in the street. It
Mhm.
was a powerhouse. But stickers now is the new graffiti.
Well, I'll be tactful in what I say because stickers are graffiti. There are no stickers without graffiti. They're just a branch of graffiti. Just like we paste is part of graffiti, and there's different types of letters and different styles, etc. It's all part of graffiti. It's all in the same umbrella. It's illegal art that you put up in the street without permission. You can get fined, you can get arrested for it. There have been people arrested for stickers. I don't know how they managed to do that, but it has happened. So it's not separate necessarily. And that's a debate that a lot of people get into, but at the end of the day, it is graffiti.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Yeah.
Wait,
Um,
you didn't raise your hand.
I didn't raise my hand.
Patrick.
It's all right. Yeah. So you did mention all the things about the illegality of it,
Yeah.
right? The potential trouble and things like that. And I just think back to the one time I myself actually went out with a group of people. Our producer was with us. We were up in Philadelphia. There was a whole like wheat paste kind of, you know, behind the scenes show. And I just remember walking past this municipal worker and, a few of them started putting some stuff up and one of them had the roller and was getting high up there. And he goes, I have to clean that. And, instead of just like wondering why we were doing it, he just automatically looked at it as a nuisance. And mind you, this was like in blank space. There was
Mm.
already murals, there was, tags and all these other things, posters, and, they have that famous post no bills, and people could care less, right?
Right.
So,
He
You
doesn't have to clean. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
He doesn't have to clean it. He can leave it. I mean, that's an option, right? It's art. It's no different from the murals that they paid for, but not going to go on that tangent.
I had a fortune cookie that told me that said you will find your purpose in the month of June, and I didn't. I still have
yeah, it's July 12th.
it's fucking July 12th. I have no purpose. It's funny because you said, let me go back a little bit. When I went to FIT years ago, I went to the photography program in my 30s because my goal was to be a world famous photographer that my work would be remembered. But essentially, why I went there was because on my fashion shoots, it's now I sound like a pervert. Uh, it's like I don't want to say it's easy. Like that was my intention of girls taking their clothes off. That's not by any means, and I'm glad that's not. There's plenty of that work out there. It's not what I fell in love with the art of fashion photography. I could not get clothes on people. So I was running out of stylists. I work with some amazing stylists, but I had low budgets. I couldn't keep people around. No one was funding my projects. I was self-funding. I went broke doing it. So I go to FIT thinking, oh, there's 1,000 stylists here. I'll be good. I found out through the miracle of the universe that I didn't go. I was not sent to. I didn't go to FIT. I was sent there
Mm.
by the universe. I was sent there to understand what it means to be an artist. And it's the simplest fucking thing ever. An artist is just someone that's expressing themselves. That is it. Whether it's through performative dance or this or that, it doesn't fucking matter. And these sticker artists are doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
They're just expressing themselves through sticker art. And it's funny because I might not have a purpose and I don't know what my purpose is, but I kind of get a sense with you that you do. Because what you're saying is it's less about the film and more about community.
Yeah, definitely. I think you do have a purpose, and I think you're realizing it in these moments. But finding your purpose, I think, is ongoing. Um, Ironically, I'm the biggest introvert, but I'm always centering community and coming together for some reason. And when it comes to the art community, those are my people because I find that people do art because in other walks of life and in other realms, they're not heard. So it's a way of tapping in and having people hear you, people see you, people understand you. It's communication essentially, saying, I am here. This is what's important to me. This is who I am. Look, understand, connect. And I think that's why this community in particular attracts so many introverts and so many creative people who might be intimidated by like a big mural, but they'll make a sticker, or might be intimidated by doing a blockbuster on the side of a building, but they'll, do their art on a 228 and stick it up somewhere. And it's like almost like a entryway for a lot of folks, and they start doing other things. But yeah, you're right. It is about expressing yourself and telling your story at the end of the day.
And I like how you put that, and I think it's a breath of fresh air to have you on the show because we know filmmakers and our producer's a filmmaker. We all have expressed at some time or another the importance of our respective mediums. Yeah, I spoke about my history with music, Richie again highlighting the fashion and the photography and the acting, and now you as a filmmaker. Um, I do want to dive deeper into that talk of the sticker community, but I did want to touch on something you said at the beginning where you were working on a film previous to the sticker movie. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Miss Sha-Risse Smith wrote and produced.
No.
No?
No, I just wrote it.
She wrote it. She wrote it. Okay, I was giving her
I'll take that credit.
Strive.
Right now.
Strive, right?
Yes.
So I was doing my due diligence, my little pat facts. That's what we try to do here. And I really liked what I saw.
Thank you.
And that your message in that movie holds true to that same sense of community that we're talking about with stickers. And for anyone that doesn't know, right, Strive was put out back in 2019, right? I saw you won a Best Screenplay award for that, and you had some good talent in there. I saw Danny Glover in there.
Oh yeah.
Just as curiosity, how do you go about attaching someone like that to a project where you're just not sure? I mean, what was your hope and maybe your doubts on trying to get that out there?
So Strive took 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 years. And I say that proudly. When you're doing something that no one around you has ever done, people will laugh at you. People will make fun of you, behind your back and in your face. I was called a hopeless dreamer by someone really close to me. It hurt. But that just motivated me. I'm very stubborn. So if you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna get it done. Because this is a story, like sometimes we have projects inside of us, like I can't leave Earth until I do this. And Strive at the time, it's changed now, the landscape has changed, but at the time there were no stories of girls who look like me from Harlem or from, the hood that weren't sad stories. Like they're all like, I got AIDS, I died, my life is over. They were all like these down endings, and it was very important. I'm like, that's not me, that's not my mom, that's not my sisters, that's not my cousins, that's not our lives. Like we strive, we have very hard lives, but at the same time, like we're making the best of it and we're making something of our lives. And I was like, I need to make this movie. So it was just sheer stubbornness. Honestly, it was just sheer stubbornness. No one thought I could do it. I didn't know anyone. I was in New York. I wasn't in Hollywood. I had no money. I had to teach myself screenwriting from free classes and like just reading other people's scripts and getting feedback from other writers. Trigger Street Labs, which is no longer here, helped me a lot. But I say all that to say is that it was just sheer stubbornness, honestly. And shout out to Robert Ripberger, the director and producer of Strive. He optioned the film, he optioned the script, and it was another 3 years after he optioned it. He was shopping it around, and Piper Dellums, she gave it to Danny, and he loved it. He connected with it, and he agreed to be in the film, and we had to raise money for him to be in the film. But we were able to raise that money. And yeah, that's how it happened.
And, for all of our viewers, again, the essence of the show, Little Victories, are those ups and downs. I want to hear about that up. After 11 years of work, what was that phone call or that message of it's going?
I cried. So when it was optioned, I cried because that's the first step. You don't, well, I don't just sell a spec script, which is like a script no one asked for. I saved every no. To this day, I still have all my no's over that decade. And I still have the check. Well, the receipt. I cashed the check. But and my son, he was a little guy at the time. He drew all over it, but it's okay. It's something that just feels very satisfying, when you know you can do something and other people don't see it yet. It's not that they don't believe in you, they just don't see it yet. You know what I mean? And it's just very satisfying to actually accomplish the thing that you want the most. It might take forever. It might take a decade plus. Yeah. But if it's for you, it's for you.
Yeah. But no, thank you for sharing that.
You're talking a lot today. You're supposed to raise your hand. My co-host. He's great.
Yes.
But basically, he's right. And going back to that, so now, so overnight success is like you come up with an idea, you're famous tomorrow?
No.
So along the way, and again, it's the foundation of what we are here. What are the little things? Because it's a journey. You know it ain't gonna happen tomorrow, and you have that instilled in you. Like I'm built for the 15 rounds. Boxing used to be 15 rounds, not 12.
Yeah.
I love my boxing. So what were the little things that you've done day to day? It's like I got to get up in the morning and the struggles, but it's like the little progress that eventually got, because that's what essentially it is. Is there anything in particular?
Oh, I mean, I'll just be transparent. I'm very transparent about it. I struggle heavy with mental health. Suicide survivor, 3 times. Depression, anxiety. It's real. And a lot in the art community, there's a lot of struggles with that. So my little victory is getting to the next day. Getting the help that I need, stop being proud, stop trying to be superwoman, asking for the help I need and accepting it, which is hard for me, and trying to enjoy life. I know that sounds very simple to some people, but it's not simple to everyone. And that is something that I am doing now in this year that I did not see myself doing for a very, very long time.
I don't want to scare you here, so don't.
No, I don't scare easily.
And you don't have to leave. The door is locked anyway.
I'm from Harlem. I don't scare easily. Go ahead.
I'm officially in love with you.
Yep.
Okay. I'm in love with you too. You and you.
Okay.
You and you.
I guess we are doing something right.
Real
Because
talk.
your story is inspiring. I particularly go to canvas for Gessick because the film is amazing. We're talking about like you guys are the pioneer of this film about sticker art. People see stickers, but really it's about you and your tight niche group of people that get these projects off the ground. You could not do this by yourself.
No.
Nobody can do it. I couldn't do this podcast by myself. It's all Pat, really. I just run my mouth. And the producer eats popcorn in the background.
Thank you, brother.
But your story inspires. It's funny because you talk about it's like the same shit, right? Bronx, Harlem, things like that. And I get frustrated. You hit a chord with me because I get frustrated with the Bronx. I vocalize this shit all the time because it's like our borough gets like, oh, it's the Bronx. Oh, you know how many people told me that they won't come to the Bronx? And I get it, but it's like, you know how many amazing people come from that borough? But I do understand because it gets overshadowed. All of these amazing people that come from Harlem, that come from the Bronx, that come from certain areas of Brooklyn, all of that gets overshadowed by, stray shots. Somebody got shot here. A kid got shot. And and the drugs and the violence, that overshadows the amazing people. And their stories have nothing to do with all of that other nonsense.
Right.
But someone like yourself now, right? You help bring that up. You help bring your community up. It's about community. The saying where it's like, it takes a community to raise a child.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And artists, I just love artists. Some artists are weird, and I stay away from them. I'm like, I sense that vibration. I'm like, nah, I'm good over here. You stay over there. But really, artists are just the most amazing, beautiful people, creative. I have this strange thing where I don't think we're free.
What do you mean?
I'm glad you asked me that question. I'm going to tell you. I have a social security number. I have this. I'm registered. They can find me from a satellite floating around in space. I think that where art saved my life is because it's the only freedom I have. I know I'm not free, but you know what? Fuck you, because I'm going to express myself anyway.
That's a fact. And they're trying to take it away. I'm not going to get into the whole AI thing. AI has its purpose, but it's important that people create things with these two things, with our hands. Something from our own mind that we don't have interpreted for us by a computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and definitely as we talk about community and neighborhoods and, you know, from Harlem and the Bronx and I'm from Queens, but nowhere notable, so don't worry about that.
Nobody cares about Queens.
It's all
Anyway,
right. Queens gets the money.
I think then artists as well, because it's easier to subscribe to a traditional role. Like, you know, I'm gonna go and no shade on anybody, but when you tell someone you're going into a trade, when you tell somebody that you're going into a profession, it's more like, oh, really good. And then when you have the audacity to say, I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to be a writer, I'm going to be a photographer, I'm going to be a musician, even the people around you, you know, and I really do feel that message, that especially when, you know, what I've seen from Strive, I haven't had the pleasure to watch it all, neither the sticker movie. When I get the access, I will. But anyway, your writing really shines through, even in that trailer for Strive, the minute and 20 seconds. You told that whole story just in the 5 seconds that we were talking. And so I think that's the magic of it, of writing and just having the tubes. For men, we have the balls, but females, I feel you have the tubes. You have the tubes to actually do it. And then to pioneer something like Sticker Movie, where you're taking all these anonymous people, right, and giving them a stage.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
The amount of people that you're going to touch in your lifetime, which you've already touched people, is just going to be like, I don't make you cry, but I want you to cry because it's good for the camera.
I'm not going to cry.
If I can get you to cry, I know that I can maybe get this to go viral. No, but I mean, you know, I'm joking because I you know, that's my default, is I try to always make people laugh. Because I feel like it adds years to your life. But, you know, underneath this tough exterior, I'm a very vulnerable, loving man. I just don't like promoting that. But you know, the amount of work that you have to come, and you've already got successful projects under your belt. I don't like saying anything nice about a producer, and we don't even get along. But like, look at his situation. I mean, he's been getting fucking screwed, and he's been working on projects nonstop for over God knows how long since I met him. And the amount of, like, the one of the biggest inspirations of Little Victories, at some point he's got to be a guest and he's got to talk about his own. But it's, I guess it makes the fruit taste better when you go through all that shit.
Oh, absolutely. And it's fodder. It's fertilizer. It's material to work with. Like, nobody wants to hear from anyone who hasn't lived life. You know what I mean? Like, all the bad stuff and the struggle and the heartbreaks and disappointments and all that stuff, that's just material, honestly. At the end of the day, that's what makes you a full person. It doesn't seem like that at the time. It sucks when you're going through it. But looking back at it, yeah, it's sweeter and you appreciate it more. You know what I mean? These movies didn't make me any money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still go get up and go to work every day in my 9 to 5, but I have something I'm passionate about, and it's opened up a world for sure. So it's worth it. I mean, money is nice, but at the end of the day, touching people and telling stories that matter and sharing my soul, because that's essentially what this is, which is terrifying but satisfying at the same time. It's worth it.
Did you ever think you'd be selling out seats like this? Because it's a fact. Every time you guys had an event, you sold out every seat. Did you see that coming?
Yes. And I'm not saying that in a cock. I believe in manifestation. I really do. I really, really do. When something, like I said, when something's for you, it's for you. And if I feel it, I don't know how to explain it. It's the feeling I get when I'm doing what I need to do, what I'm supposed to do. I know it's going to be good. I just know it without question. And it's not a cocky thing. It's just a knowing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does, but like somebody like me, like I'm waiting for a fortune cookie to tell me.
But like,
And sometimes they lie. I had a cookie I opened up last week that said you're gonna find the love of your life. Where is she?
maybe she's right there. I don't know. I don't know.
Could be walking down the street.
No, but real talk, it's just, I always say intention matters. Like, what is your intention? My intention wasn't to sell out. See, my intention was to get this to as many people as possible. We had our premiere in Portland, which I tease Will because I was so pissed. Portland, I love Portland, but it should be New York. Like, it's New York. So I was like, when we come to New York, it's going to be like the biggest thing ever because it's New York. This is where I'm from. This is the sticker capital of America. Like, we have to do it big. And so it was just like sheer like will, but also the excitement. The intention was to have something big and put on for our city. And I think when you lead with the right intentions, you have the right outcome. That's just how I view things.
So was Sticker Movie mainly shot in New York City?
Yes.
Or?
Yes. But try not to think about it because it's still PTSD. We have footage from over 200 people from all over the world.
Nice.
There's footage from South Africa, from Japan, from Berlin, from places in South America. I can't remember right now. All over, like every continent except for Antarctica, we have footage from that we had to go through during the pandemic and interviews that we had to go through during the pandemic. It was a lot.
What was that? Yeah, what was that process like?
It was hell. I don't recommend making a movie that way. It was hell. I don't know how else to say it. Every interview was at least 45 minutes to 2 hours, and there was over 100 people interviewed.
Wow.
The footage came pouring in. We did an open call. We did travel to film some people like Shepard Fairey. We had to go to him, and he was gracious enough to let us into his studio and film him. So those in person were a little easier because you have the person in front of you, right? But when you just have a voice, we had to animate their characters, the puppets to match it was hellish. Oof. I can't even. PTSD still. Going through file after file, interview after interview, matching the voices to the puppets, matching it to footage, capturing extra B-roll during a pandemic, guerrilla style shooting, pretending we were Sesame Street so they let us rock on the streets of Manhattan. It was a lot. Yeah.
Must have a hell of an editor.
Oh, yeah, and we do.
Yeah.
Will, Tori Tori, don't kill me. Tori, she was straight out of NYU Film School. Her first film, I feel so bad because it was so hard, but she did her thing. She led it as the assistant editor, jumped right in, and really threw herself into it. She did cry sometimes in the bathrooms and whatever, but she's tough as nails, and she got it done.
So oddly enough, through the periods of last, I don't know how many years, especially during the pandemic, where I did have money that I wasn't used to having, because I did have a lot of money at that time. So I tried to film a documentary because I thought the story at the time was interesting. The only response I got from our producer that was in charge of the project, he told me, he said, "I'm tired of looking at you." That's what he said. He's tired of looking at me in the footage because it's a lot of me. So I don't know what we're going to do with this project now.
What does that even mean? Is it
Side
about
note.
you?
It's about, because the project was based upon my situation at the time, and he's just tired of looking at me. And I take offense to that. I don't get tired of looking at me. I have a big character.
No.
And they even really, whoever actually created that character, shout out to Ben. I love you, Ben. Thank you so much for that. And you really captured my broken nose so well. I really appreciate
I
that.
didn't even notice it until you said something.
It's
man.
because my eyes are so beautiful that you don't really, no one sees my nose.
No one could see the hair, the eyes. Yeah.
Did anyone not make the cut?
Yeah, unfortunately. That is a bad question. Yes.
Well, I mean, no, don't.
I mean, well, fuck him. Scam didn't make the cut because Scam is an abuser and an asshole. It feels so good to say that finally. Fuck scam.
There you go.
There were a few other people who didn't make the cut because they sent us stuff that we just couldn't use. And it broke my heart. Like, if we can't hear your voice, we can't use it. Or if the footage you sent is so blurry that we can't do our tricks to make it clear and match the rest of the film, we can't use it, not because we didn't want to. Asshole Scam was the only person who was purposely not included because of his behavior. Feels so good to finally
Isn't that
say
crazy?
that.
In adults' behavior, isn't that shit crazy?
Oh, yeah.
But it exists.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because you're a filmmaker. And I've learned this from the experience. I'm just an actor. I don't want to write. I don't want any of that responsibility. Being an actor is enough of a job. We have enough of a job to do. When people are like, oh, you should do this. No. I'm good where I am. I stay in my lane, and that's it. If you have a good writer and you have a good team together, I'll do my work, you do yours. And I keep it at that.
Yeah.
But what I've learned from him, our producer, is that because I've seen now behind the scenes of the shit that you guys go through, and sound is important, right? Because he has had issues with sound guys, and my advice, although I'm not, but I know the film world, is make sure you have the right sound. If you have a small budget, everybody's on a small budget. Spend the money on sound, because if you don't, you're going to get fucked. And the reason why is because if you got to go into ADR, is that right?
Is it?
I believe it's ADR.
Okay.
I might not, but ADR is basically, now you have to take your actors or your people and go into a space on a day when they're available, and the sound guy now has to match the actor's lips
Right.
to what's on screen,
Yeah.
which is a nightmare, and you don't want to have to do that. Get the sound right. Same thing with photography, right? I went to school with people, not everybody, but there were a few that were like, oh, no, I can fix the light in post. Now, listen, and I put my foot down here. You do not fix light in post. It just does not work that way. You take your time, you get your light right immediately. Everything else you could retouch, dodge, and burn if you have models, etc. But you have to master your lighting. The definition of photography is painting with light. That's what, although it's ambiguous, essentially that's what it is. You're painting with light. Now, if you gave me an empty shoebox and a soda can, I can make a camera.
Nice.
But I mean, isn't that's the difficulty of it in general, in filmmaking in general? The projects that I've worked on with Affirmative Youth and whatever I've done for my own stuff, but you constantly have people in charge of their own respective lighting, sound, cinematography. They all think they're right, and now you're arguing instead of creating, and I could only imagine how much that got even more strained when you were making Sticker Movie over the course of the pandemic.
It's so tricky. So arguments will happen. It's natural, but it's important to have a good team. At the end of the day, Will and I, the co-creator and director, we're brother and sister essentially. And there were moments where I've made him cry. If I get too far, I don't have to say a lot. But if I'm at my wit's end, So I try to be careful with my words. And there's moments where he made me cry. But at the end of the day, I trust our team. And that is so important, especially in film, because no one makes a film by themselves. If they say they did it all, they're lying, or the film is trash. You need a team that is reliable, that understands the vision, and that has some kind of cohesion and understanding. Like you need to have that trust at the end of the day, or else the project, it'll show. It'll come out in the project.
What's next?
What's next? Next, I always have things bubbling, and I'm a little superstitious just because of my experiences when I've shared my projects and people are like, that's not going to happen. I feel like it takes longer when you're quiet about it. There will be more films. The funding comes first. I'm learning it's much easier to secure like the baseline. But also the DVD for Sticker Movie is coming soon, which I'm very excited. We get to share some of these stories and anecdotes, some of the struggle that went into making this film and some of the beautiful memories along the way. So that's coming too. And you can always stream it, stickermovie.com. And it's also touring around. There's going to be Berlin, July 26th, and Texas, same day, July 26th.
And we're gonna share all of this stuff on our account, etc. This film is worth seeing. I promise. We don't play around. Every person I've had on this stage, on this platform, has been significant. I hope you guys are enjoying all the content. I'm not cutting off now. What are some of your favorite stickers? Is it the Reefer King?
I love it.
You love the Reefer King
I love
sticker.
the Reefer King, and I have some of it now. I'm so excited about that. My favorite sticker is the new sticker, honestly. My collection is crazy. I have a storage unit now full of stickers. I don't have a favorite sticker except for like a new one. Like you have one over there, you only have one. But
I got all my stickers
Wanna
here.
know what it is?
I don't know if you can get this on camera. All my stickers. Some of these
wait,
go.
that's everything that you have?
No, I have.
okay.
I couldn't bring them all, but
Mock
like
the NYC
so-
is dope. I
One-
have
one of
those.
my guests who was I'm grateful to have him. He's the best guy, and he's Ian's episode
five. Ian
Episode
Cinco.
5 is
Yeah.
Ian Cinco. Shout out to Ian Cinco. I love it. Ian has one of my favorite stickers. It's in my hand right now.
Nice.
I love this sticker, and then there's like a bunch of them. Others like so. Our producer, he's a criminal, and he's got his stickers are amazing. But there's so many. I
Yeah,
can
good
go through
ones
these
in
for days.
there.
Shout out to Cartoon Slaps.
Cartoon Slaps is the homie. I was with him in Philly last weekend.
He's
I love him.
He is the best. Shout out to Cartoon Slaps. Trying to think of anybody else over here
You
that
got
I got.
Clay
So,
Universe,
yeah, that's
Divvy
actually what
Sinclair.
this
Shout
is-
out to Clay
Is
Universe.
that Teen Moms? That looks like Tattoo Moms.
that was the event that we went
Oh,
to.
was that Tattoo Moms last weekend?
And-
Robert Perry.
To me, as like I would consider myself like a newbie or amateur
Okay.
or I almost got looks from people like, oh, so what's your tag, what's your sticker? And I'm like, oh, I'm just here promoting affirmative youth. And because it wasn't my own, not to say I was marginalized or anything, but
Okay.
the one thing that I've paid attention now to more is, and feel free to attack me if you don't agree, but I kind of look at it as like as a Where's Waldo now. Like if I know that there's an artist that sticks all over, it blows my mind. I'm just walking down the street and I just notice like on the scaffolding or on a wall or on a fire hydrant, I'm like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And it's just, to me, it's just like the amount of skill that I think some of these taggers have. I mean, even just on the train ride up here, like just seeing everything. And I'm like, how the hell did they get up there? And it's just like they're literally risking their lives for this.
Yeah.
And I just hope that for them it brings them the joy and the pride of what they're risking too, because at the end of the day, like I would rather a cop arrest someone for robbing a store than painting a wall.
Thank you. Amen. Seriously. But it is weird as well. Like I started in the community. I didn't know there was a community. I just admired the stickers, the art. I was photographing it forever. And I didn't know that they knew each other. I had no clue. Like I'm in Harlem, like there's no not yet, like sticker shows or anything like that.
There will be.
Not
with
yet.
The movie.
Yes. But it's very much that is discovering on these walks. And like for me, for my mental health, I take walks. If I had a bad day, I'm walking 2-3 hours or just walking home, it helps me. And so watching the art as I go along and the progression and see who's in what neighborhood and what's new, who's popping up, new artists, I call them white rabbits, people who put up stickers and don't leave their name and I can't find them. That whole experience, it is very much that. And also, they have no right to judge. Everyone starts somewhere, and you have dope stickers. Thank you very much. So,
It's funny because I'm looking at this pile of stickers. I didn't even notice that
who is that?
someone's got a sticker. It's a pile of shit with flies on it. Zil Graffits? I don't know. What the fuck is. Before I close,
Oh,
I am now your biggest fan. I don't care who says otherwise.
Yeah, this was great.
Got to arm wrestle me for that one. What advice? I like to close every episode like this.
Yeah.
what advice would you give? Because you're already inspiring people, but this is important. What advice would you give to people out there, kids out there, anyone in general, from the lessons you learned, the sacrifice you've made, and where you are now, your levels of success, but people that are look at you? What advice would you give to, especially anyone in the audience in general?
Yeah, I'll give the advice I give to my own son when we dropped him off at college, and my sister and my mother, who were very powerhouse women, going kaka kaka kaka. I was like, listen, do not listen to anyone else. You know who you are. You know what you need to do. Never compromise who you are. And what I've found, especially with the sticker movie journey, is that you have to be in touch with who you are and stay true to who you are. Because there's a million roads to go down, right? There's so many ways in which things can go and things that you can do. But inside, you know what you need to do. And you know very much, if you're in tune with who you are, it'll be fine.
And don't rely on a fortune cookie.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe.
And please let us know about what, the path of Sticker Movie, how we're going to see it, where's it going to be, and anything else that you go ahead and write. I think that, like Richie said before we started the episode, you're with Little Victories now. You're in our community. You're in our family. Whatever we can do to promote you, let us know.
Thank you. That was the fastest.
You fucking thief.
Come on.
I'm supposed to say that.
Oh, come on now.
Let him shine.
Co-host.
All right, you can shine. And not even that, like he made stickers, and his sticker. So we made Little Victory stickers.
Yeah.
And his sticker's nicer than mine.
Well, you need the outline. You need the white outline.
But he did
We
that.
have the one.
Listen,
Unbelievable.
I have nothing to do with
He's
that.
supposed. He made, and as a joke, he made my sticker like 1 inch to say like I'm small.
But he's got a big heart.
I got a big heart.
He's got a big
and
mouth.
a
He's
big
got a big heart.
personality.
And a big personality.
Yeah.
I love you to death.
Love you too. Thank you so much.
So now we're gonna work on project. If you make a film?
Oh, you're gonna be in it.
What?
I have shout out to Jason. Is it still going? Shout out to Jason Hall, one of my oldest friends, my closest guy friend ever. He's in every single thing I've ever made. He has no choice. He's in Sticker Movie. He's the mailman. Jay the mailman.
Awesome. I want to give a shout out to Will LaSalle. Last week I did a film with Will LaSalle, who's now currently trying to work on he is working on his 7th film. Will LaSalle from LaSalle Productions. I was a police officer.
Nice.
Which we'll see if it's convincing or not.
Ooh.
Usually I'm booked as a criminal.
Oh, can I give one quick shout out?
Yes.
Non-artesian, Shannon, in the building with me today. She's keeps me going and builds me up over so many years. She was with me through the whole journey, and she's just everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out
for
to
her.
good friends.
Shout out to good friends.
I'd like to give a shout out to Jesus Christ
Amen.
of Our Latter-day Saints. This has been a gift to have you.
Thank you.
Now you're in the books. You're in the books. And if you have any person that you think that you'd like to recommend, this is something I'm going to add from now on is recommendations for
Okay.
substantial guests to the audience as well. I'm going to leave with this. If you have guests that you think add a lot of value to our platform, please go into our account, send us a DM. We have an email address as well. Send us your stories. And
We want to hear them all.
we want to hear them all. Thank you for listening to this episode. And Sticker Movie. And because of my accent, it's not sticker. It's sticker. Sticker Movie. It's phenomenal. Like I said, there's a reason why they sell out seats at every venue they have. Sha-Risse, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sha-Risse.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for Little Victories, episode 9. And we'll tie in with more information about episode 10 coming up soon. See you later. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sláinte. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more wins and more laughs. Follow us at Little Victories Pod on Instagram so you don't miss a thing.